Hey there, welcome back to the Messy Cook, and I'm going to do another Christmas recipe. I hope you're enjoying these as we're putting them up. These are, I don't do anything complicated, these are pretty simple recipes. The next ones I'm going to do, I don't have a recipe per se for. I saw this on online. Basically, I'm going to stuff dates with some homemade almond butter, and my recipe is on my page. So if you want to make homemade almond butter, I did a mix of almond and cashews this time. So I'm going to stuff the dates with that, and I'm going to dip them in chocolate. And they're kind of like, people call them like a Snickers bar. They're really delicious and a much healthier option for something for Christmas. So my dad gave me this big bag of these organic pitted dates. I think he got them from Costco. They're amazing. If you don't have them pitted already, literally you're just going to slice down. Like these ones are already sliced, and there's a long sort of pit inside of them. So you'll take that pit out, and then all I'm going to do is take a little bit of almond butter, pop it in the middle, like I said, whatever butter you want. You can use just plain peanut butter. You don't have to make butter or like the peanut butter or anything. Literally just kind of stuff that in, squeeze a little bit so it holds, and set it aside. So I've got a whole pile of dates here. I don't know how many I'm going to do. I've got a big bag. So I'll probably do, I don't know, maybe 30 or 40 of them. So I have some for a work Christmas party. They've been requested. And some to give away, and just some for us for treats. So I'm going to continue to stuff these and come back when we have some more and when we get to the next step. Okay, so I've stuffed a whole pile. I don't know how many I have. I didn't count them. There's probably at least 40 there. Try not to overstuff them. If you see like this one here, I've got it a little bit, it's a little overstuffed on the top. So we're just going to wipe that off. We don't want too much excess. Like I said, my hands are clean, so we can put it back in. So you want to just kind of stuff these till they just have enough in the middle to taste. You don't want tons and tons. I'm going to throw these in the freezer. That's my next step. So I'm going to put them in the freezer, and I'll leave them there for about half an hour. I don't want them completely frozen, but I want them cold and to firm up, because some of these dates were actually split in half. So we want to make sure everything's going to stick and cold, stick to it and be nice and cold for when we dip it in the melted chocolate. So we're going to get to the melted chocolate after I put these in the freezer, and I'm going to show you how to dip them after half an hour. So we're back, and we're going to finish off the peanut butter or almond butter stuffed dates. We want to dip these in chocolate. So I have a pan of water here, as you can see, with about an inch of water in it. And I have a stainless steel bowl we're going to pop on the top, and a whole bunch of chocolate chips. Now I had melting wafers, and I tried melting those. For some reason they did not want to do that. So I did have a quick video up of how to use that without wasting it, and I made some little clusters. So that video will come later. So I'm going to turn this burner on. I'm going to turn it to medium low, so I'm just going to turn it on to 2. And I'm going to add in a bunch more chocolate chips. Thank God I had chocolate chips on top of my chocolate wafers. So I don't know, there's like probably 3 or 4 cups of chocolate chips in there. I'm going to need a fair amount. And I can always add more if I don't have enough. Now the other batch I added some coconut oil, which I've seen people do lots of times. I've never done before, and I added it this time, and I think that may have been my problem of why it seized up a little bit. It didn't seize up totally to ruin it, but it just wasn't melting properly. So we're just going to stir this. I'm going to keep stirring it. We want to get this to a super melty consistency. Double boiler is your best bet. Please do not melt chocolate directly in the pot over the stove. It doesn't matter how low you do it. So I use a double boiler. Some people do it at 30-second increments in the microwave. I haven't had any luck with that. Our microwave is pretty high powered, and I burnt the chocolate once, so again, I don't want to waste any chocolate. So I'm going to let this go, and it's going to take a little bit, so I'm just going to continue to stir it, get it to a proper melting point. You'll see I have quite a bit in there, so we're going to get this melting, and when it gets to that point where it's all melted where I need it, I'll pull the dates out of the freezer, and we'll get those dipped, and I'll show you a couple little tricks that might make it easier than just using a fork. Okay, so this chocolate is melting much better, as you can see here. Let me just tilt this a little bit. Like I said, I started this off at 2. I'm not going to add the coconut oil, which is, I see sometimes people do that, and I thought, oh, I'll try that this time. I did it with the wafers, and like I said, it didn't quite seize, but it wasn't melting as nice as this. So we're going to melt this for a couple more minutes. I don't want any lumps left. I'm going to grab those dates out while this is finished melting, and we're going to get those going. All right, so now I've got this chocolate is all melted lovely. As you can see here, there's no lumps left. And all here is all the dates that I stuffed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these dates. I'm going to dip it in the chocolate, just kind of swirl it around. I do want to get the chocolate right over top of it. Now the reason I put the stick in there is so, there we go. Sorry, so it holds on to the date. And I just want to shake off some excess chocolate. There we go. And then what I want to do here is I want to take the other one. I hope you can see it, the other date there, stick there, and just pull it off if it doesn't fall off already. So we're going to try this again. We're going to put a little bit of chocolate on that. Sorry, I should be having the camera here. Now that has come off the stick, but I hope you can see this. You know what, I'll do a couple on the other side of the pan. I want to shake off the excess chocolate because we don't want it loaded with chocolate. And we're just going to drop this here on the pan right there. And I'm going to use my other stick just to take it off. So let's do one more so you can see a little bit better. Move the camera over. Dip that in right down. I'm going to push that down in the chocolate. I'm going to use my other stick, or you can use a spoon or whatever. I do want to kind of cover it as best as I can. If it's not 100%, that's quite all right. Shake off the excess chocolate. These are sweet enough to begin with. Dates they call nature's candy, and they say that for a reason because it is actually pretty, they're pretty sweet. And we're just gonna put this here on top of the plastic. And again, same reason, like the clusters, you'll see this is the reason why we put plastic on there, or you could do parchment or silpat or whatever. So as these chill, what's going to happen is they'll be easy to pick up. So I'm just going to continue on with these. I am going to take a teaspoon, just a dollop of chocolate on the top of there, so it's completely sealed in. So I'll continue these and show you when I'm all done. So I've been going along, and I found a bit of a trick. So I'm going to just try to balance the camera here and show you what I'm doing, because otherwise you find that there's just far too much chocolate. So kind of dip it to the bottom edges, and then I'm just going to spread a tiny bit on the top, just a thin layer. You can scrape a little bit back. You can see that. And then pull this up. And then I'm going to use my other stick, and I'm going to scrape the bottom because there's just far too much chocolate on this. So we're going to scrape the bottom. Whoop. Okay, let me do this with my other hand. This didn't work out quite how I hoped, but that's okay. We're going to figure it out. So we want to take a bit of that excess chocolate off the top, the sides. Hopefully you can see this. There we go, a little bit off the top. And then I'm going to set this, scrape along the bottom, and then just set it over here. Because, yeah, they tend to be really super chocolatey, and the chocolate is fairly thick. So, you know, play around and see what tricks you can figure out to you know, make the chocolate thinner, if there's a way you can do that. But this is, and if you have a little extra chocolate, hey, it's Christmas, so you got to enjoy. Okay, as you can see here, these are all dipped. Actually look pretty good. So yeah, they look really lovely. They're not perfect looking, but if you're eating a Snickers bar, it usually has that kind of curl of chocolate on the top, so that's what we're looking for. So these are going to go back in the freezer probably for about a half an hour, just for that chocolate to set, and then I'm going to package them up. So I will come back when they're all set. Okay, so the dates have been chilling. Again, they're stuffed with a homemade almond butter. If you're looking for that recipe, it's one of my earlier videos, so just look back for that. And I've chilled these, dipped them in chocolate. They're all set to go. So we're going to I'll take a messy looking one that I can gobble up. I'll just take this one right here. And we're going to set that aside. I'm going to cut this. I shouldn't be cutting my counter, but I'm going to anyhow. I just want you to see what this looks like inside. So as you can see there, it's stuffed with some peanut butter, lovely date, and covered in milk chocolate. You can do this in any type of chocolate you want. If you don't want to fill it with chocolate, you can certainly just coat the top of chocolate, or drizzle them if you don't want as much. But yeah, they're a really lovely sweet treat, and a little bit on the healthier end if you're trying not to be too bad. through the holidays. You know, we all want to watch our waistline, but we also want to eat all those goodies. So I hope you really enjoy this recipe. Definitely check them out. I think you're going to enjoy them, and they're super delicious. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Stick that little, hit the little bell there so you get a reminder when I put a new video up, as I'm going to be doing a number of different Christmas treat videos over the next few weeks. So you have a great day. Have a very Merry Christmas. I hope you enjoy this recipe, and we'll see you soon.